Donald Trump's war on the First Amendment has crossed another moral and constitutional line. And at this point, you might reasonably want to start worrying that you might be black bagged by Donald Trump's goons, whether you're a citizen or not. And what I'm referring to here is this. Federal immigration authorities on Saturday detained a well-known activist who played a major role in Columbia University's pro-Palestinian student movement last year, according to his lawyer. This is Mahmoud Khalil. He's of Palestinian heritage. He graduated in December from Columbia with a master's degree from the university's School of International Affairs. And he has now been seized up, detained, maybe deported soon, maybe worse, maybe Guantanamo. We'll see. Here's the thing, among many things, he is a legal permanent resident. He has his documentation. He has complied with all of our laws, all of our regulations. He's not a criminal. He hasn't even done the civil violation that they use as an excuse to justify torture and all that. He hasn't done any of that. He's a good member of like our American community. He's participating in higher education. He's even exercising our rights to free speech and assembly. He's passionate about the world and helps other people to express their passion. And that's who they're targeting for all of the reasons that I just listed. So again, he is a legal resident, which would mean something in a society that was governed by laws and a constitution. But we don't live in that world anymore. We live in Donald Trump's America, where those things don't count for crap. Here is what his lawyer, Amy Greer, said. "We will vigorously be pursuing Mahmoud's rights in court and will continue our efforts to right this terrible and inexcusable and calculated wrong committed against him. The arrest," she said, "follows the US government's open repression of student activism and political speech." She said that she wasn't sure of his precise whereabouts and that he may have been transferred as far away as Louisiana. His wife, who is an American citizen and who is also 8 months pregnant, something that the right pretends to care about, no consideration given here, tried to visit him at a detention center in New Jersey, but he was told that he was not being held there. But we don't know where he is. He's such a dangerous terrorist. After all, he did protest, and I think he chanted once. So yeah, we need to send him off into a black hole, a CIA site maybe, I guess. And so all that's bad, it gets even worse. The immigration agents who detained him told him that his student visa had been revoked, even though he didn't have a student visa. That's not what he was here for. So had they even looked? Were they just like, yeah, whatever it is that you have is gone. We're not even gonna look. There's no laws. We're not doing any of that. He then said that he has his green card, and they said that's been revoked too, which can happen, but is incredibly rare and takes a long process. And they've given no indication that that's actually happened. And why would we believe them? They already said that they revoked a different document that he doesn't actually have. And I just want to summarize my thoughts. Max Kennerly put it better on Blue Sky than I can put it. Says, if DHS can barge in, say that your visa was revoked, be told you have a green card, say it's revoked too, and then disappear you so that neither your lawyer nor your family can find you, then all the guardrails are gone. There is no policy, practice, or law protecting anyone. And again, he is not undocumented. He is a legal resident of the United States who has committed no crimes whatsoever, and he has disappeared into a black hole of our immigration system. We could find out that he's in El Salvador tomorrow for all we know, or literally Guantanamo Bay. Would you be surprised at this point? And so if all the protections and compliance with the law that he didn't protect him, why would you believe at this point that the fact that you're a US citizen would protect you, particularly when they're trying to take away birthright citizenship? Citizenship don't mean what it used to just a couple of years ago, JR.
Just a simple question. Can we start calling them fascists now? I mean, so they're only doing fascist things like taking American citizens and sending them out of the country or moving them wherever they want under the cover of darkness with no accountability, no regard for the law, no regard for how any of this is normally done. Because you said the wrong thing that the leader doesn't like, that goes against what he and his, I guess, cabal of mobsters also want. When does it become fascism? When does it become authoritarianism? At what point is he breaking enough laws for us to consider him exactly what he is? Exactly, I'm sorry, what his own former chief of staff called him, and his vice president called him, and anyone else that works near him called him. Multiple generals. So at what point are you finally able to say it? Because I heard you're not supposed to say it or else you're gonna lose an election. And so when you don't say it, you lose an election. And then now that weird thing that you said he is materializes into reality. So again, we can try and work across the aisle and say, well, this guy has a decent point. Maybe we can pull some people on our side. But in the meantime, you know what happens? People lose their lives. People's families are broken up. Folks get sent off to whatever black sites or whatever detention centers that they determine they'll go to, and whatever horrors happen to them there happen. Why is that worth it in order just to appease people who've given you nothing but middle fingers? That's
100%.
weakness.
Ginger Red Shoe says, I watched V for Vendetta the other day. It hits harder than usual now. Yeah, no, I know, because they're just disappearing people. Activists, they don't like their speech. That's it. Free speech as long as what you say supports Donald Trump. Free speech if we like it. Free speech maybe. Try it. Maybe you'll get shipped to Guantanamo Bay. That's what it is now. All of this is just they don't like his message. He wanted civilians to stop being murdered. Nope, that's it. You're gonna be tortured as a result of that. That's not the world that we might live in. That's not a hypothetical. That's not me being hyperbolic. That is the world that we live in literally right now. But hey, it took him like a month and a half to get to that. So that's something.